Okay, welcome everyone. I'm going to call the meeting to order. Please rise for a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome everyone. I guess this weekend we fall behind on the clocks, right? So we get that little time change. Now, the weather seems like it's starting to be seasonal. Still pretty warm. I don't think it's going to stay this way much longer, but it's kind of nice out there. First item on the agenda is the homeowners associations, and Bennington is the first one on the list. And I see Joanne Rosenberg here. Do you have anything to share with us? You know, you probably have to go to the podium now so that they can hear you online and you can be recorded. Are you okay with that? Please. There's a microphone up there. You know, we'll have to get one when we pass out, maybe. I don't know.
I just had a question about Long Grove Road is sort of turning into a speedway. Could we get the police to show their face a little more to slow things down?
Chris?
You know, they don't have to stay there all day, obviously, but a little, just so people are a little cautious. And my other comment is about the stoplight in town. Has anyone noticed how long it takes to get through that stop?
You mean at the crossroads?
Yeah, last Wednesday, I was the sixth car in line. Took me 4 lights to get through the intersection because everyone was turning left and only one car could turn each time, each cycle of the light.
What time of day was that?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. Wow.
So maybe something to look into, some way to give one side a green first. Enough, because it's always just that lead car and no one can get past them.
Which way were you going?
I was coming from the bridge towards the
Okay,
light.
so you're, go.
I actually live on those, a block away from the bridge.
It's terrible.
You're 100% right. One car makes it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, well, you've got another project.
And
Thank you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for bringing that to our attention. And it's been verified by 2 other residents that are living nearby. Yeah. The thing is I always go the other way usually at that hour, so I don't have a problem. It's strange.
We just did that, yeah, and we're trying to go straight, like, yeah, I was trying to go, one car can usually get through.
Interesting. Okay.
All times a day.
Never experienced it, so, but I don't come from that direction very often, except on a weekend maybe, so. And it's usually early in the morning or something, or late at night. All right, is anyone from Lakes of Long Grove? Jack Dems here by any chance online? I don't think so, right? So no, okay. Public comment, anyone have public comment? Benjamin Matthews?
My name is Benjamin Matthew. I'm from 4369 Oak Leaf Lane in the Oak Leaf homeowner subdivision. My first question, I'm not sure if it's going to fall under agenda item number 9, but I was wondering if there was any information about what's going along Old McHenry Road with all the construction there. And secondly, I was just wondering if there was any status updates on the special use application for 4359 Illinois Road 22. Thank you.
Hey, Jeff, you had it in your engineer's report this time. You want to respond to that?
Got to turn the mic on first. So Old McHenry Road, with all the construction that was going on, I inquired with the county. They have plans to resurface that all the way from Cuba Road up to Quentin, you know, going through Hawthorne Woods. And that work is scheduled for next year. They don't have enough weather to do it this year, but they are doing the preparatory drainage work this year. So that's why culverts are being replaced and extended and things like that. So that's what you're seeing.
Yeah, we had no idea. We saw it the same way you did. So I was glad to see it in your report. So thank you for that information.
Yep, and no updates on 4359.
Other public comment from anyone in the room? Anybody online have public comment? All right, take that as a no. There's no public safety report tonight unless somebody here in the room wants to give one. No. Okay. And then we'll move to the consent agenda. There's a few items on it. And Vic may want to comment on one of them. Approval of the treasurer's report, the September 2025, approval of the minutes from the last regular board meeting on October 14th. And then this is the thing that Vic may want to comment on. Actually, after the last board meeting, I came home and I got an email, I don't know if it was a resident or not, saying that our grocery tax ordinance needed a correction. And the letter hadn't even been sent to the village yet. Sure enough, Vic looked the next morning and it did. But not only did it need one correction, after we made it, they told us we needed another. So I don't know if Village Attorney Filippini wants to make any comments on that, but it's minor corrections. don't know if you
Or do
want
I
to
have
or not.
comments? But I will keep them brief. The ordinance that the village passed earlier this year was substantially identical to several other ordinances that other communities had passed and that had been approved by IDOR. We did get some notification through the IML back in late August or early September that IDOR was negating some ordinances because of some language, but it wasn't exactly clear what it was that they were objecting to. When we got the letters, we did look at it. The changes that they were making were contrary to the statute under which the village gets its authority to impose a grocery tax. So quite frankly, it's concerning to me that the village has an ordinance that doesn't track the statutory language. On the other hand, with IDOR implementing it, there is equal, perhaps greater risk that the grocery tax won't be implemented if we don't dance to the music that IDOR has been playing. And so you will see in the modification ordinance that we do incorporate the language that was set out in the 2 letters from IDOR, but we've also included substantial recitals that explained why we adopted it as we did in the first place and our concerns with the IDOR language. And so I do recommend that the board approve this. I guess I do raise an eyebrow about the IDOR letters, but if we get the money, I guess I won't care too much. So if you have any questions, I'll be happy to address it further.
So unless there's questions, I wanted Vic to explain that because I was surprised too. Also surprised that somebody notified me like after the last board meeting. I'm like, is this real? But apparently the letters then came out shortly thereafter, was posted on the website first. But does anyone want to make a motion to approve the consent agenda that has these 3 items on it? Approval of the treasurer's report, approval of the minutes from the last board meeting, and approval of an ordinance amending the ordinance, the 2025-06 implementation of a municipal grocery tax for the village of Long Grove.
So move.
Okay, so moved by trustee Harris, seconded by trustee O'Connor. Roll call, please.
Trustee Harris,
Aye.
trustee O'Connor,
Hi.
trustee Gayton,
Aye.
trustee Jamil,
For 5, 6, yea, and 7, nay.
5, 6, and 7.
7 is nay.
7's nay.
Just as a matter of procedure, we should probably seek an amendment. You have to do all or none. So if we're not going to have
Okay,
an all the way on 5, 6, and 7, then we should probably seek a request to amend the motion to have only 5 and 6 and then separately consider 7.
trustee Harris, do you want to amend your motion?
I'll amend my motion.
Just to include 5 and 6. Do we need to revote then?
Yes, please. We need a resecond by trustee O'Connor.
Do you second it?
Second.
Okay, second by trustee O'Connor.
trustee Harris,
Aye.
trustee O'Connor,
Hi.
trustee Gayton,
Aye.
Trustee Jamil?
This is for 5 and 6.
Yes.
So, yes.
Okay,
Okay, then we need a motion to approve the ordinance amending the grocery tax separately. Trustee Harris, you want to make that motion? Moved by trustee Harris. Trustee O'Connor, you want to second it?
I'll second it.
Oh,
I have a question.
yeah. Second by trustee Gayton. Yeah,
We're only amending,
yes,
we already passed.
correct.
Terminology.
Yeah, to comply with
The state,
yeah,
yeah,
so,
No concept has changed.
right.
Yeah.
right, Right, it's just. Yeah, I'll second
you
it.
seconded, okay. Roll call?
roll call. Okay, trustee Harris,
Aye.
trustee Gayton,
Aye.
trustee Jamil,
Nay.
trustee O'Connor,
Aye.
President Jacob? Aye.
President Jacob.
Aye. Motion carried. All right, thank you for that coaching there, Beck. All right, Christy Noonan and Brendan are here. I don't know if we want to set this up or anyone wants to help me. To present a proposal from Children's Lighthouse. They want to open a daycare facility in Long Grove. And they want to ask us to refer this to the Plan Commission. So they want to give a brief presentation, and I think Christie's up there to do that, right? Does anyone else want to share anything more? Trying to get a presentation up there?
Christie, what is your last name?
Noonan. Oh, loud.
Can you see that at all?
Don't worry, we're learning how to use our new technology here in this all new facility, and I've given it up. It's the best part about it. Don't have to worry about it anymore. I get to see the village manager struggle. Usually it's me. And everyone's telling me what to do. I mean, you can probably continue and then, yeah, share the, there you go. There you go. All right. Take it away, Chrissy.
Yeah, thank you guys for having us tonight. We really appreciate the time. And yes, we do. We would like to build a early learning school and childcare facility. Children's Lighthouse, so myself, Christy, and Brendan are new franchise owners of Children's Lighthouse. Children's Lighthouse is a national franchise. There's about 70 locations nationwide, only one in the state of Illinois, and our two children have had the pleasure of going there. So we've got firsthand experience of the school. And it is a premium child care early learning school with a proprietary curriculum focused on character values and modern brain science as part of the proprietary curriculums. Frankly, it's the kind of curriculum that people who value high quality education want for their youngest ones. How did we get into Children's Lighthouse? If you want to go to the next slide. I always go a little personal note here. This is our why, that little one in the red t-shirt in the middle, that's our son Jackson. This was when he went to kindergarten, and those kids next to him are his buddies from Children's Lighthouse when he was there as a baby and as a toddler. They're now 10 and in 4th grade, and these guys are still the best of friends. And the village that we met there at Children's Lighthouse when he was going there was second to none, and we've always believed in the power of a village. And no, that was no more true than when we went to this school and our family went through a pretty traumatic event when Jackson was going there, and that community wrapped their arms around us and didn't let us go. And so when we got the opportunity to open a school of our own, we wanted to take that same feeling, that same community building and that same village building and be able to offer that back to other families as well. You go to the next slide. That's what we want to do here. It's not just about building a school. It's about being a part of the community and really providing for other families the same way that we experienced what was provided to us and our children. We have searched over 50 sites all across the North Shore and the Northwest suburbs of Chicago. Maybe a handful have made it into the consideration set based on what we're looking for. And Long Grove, when we found an opportunity in a parcel here just around the corner, frankly, we fell in love with it. We came back twice in one weekend just to hang out at the Chatterbox and have some ice cream and do the community things because it was so great. The number one thing is obviously high quality education with Stevenson School District. That was one of the number one things that drew us here. And again, with the quality curriculum that our school provides, pairing that up with future quality education, important to set that foundation from the very beginning. But everything else that you guys have going on here, the shared values, character, community, the small town charm. I'm a small town Wisconsin girl, so I felt right at home when we walked downtown. And the other thing that really stood out to us in general was the love of nature and the environment, but specifically with that plot. If you're familiar with the plot, it is also on wetlands. And so we actually got pretty excited about that because it gave us an opportunity to really incorporate all of that nature into our site, into the location, and into the curriculum. So you go to the next slide. Top level, this is a rendering of a previous iteration that we did. It may look something like this. Our enrollment, we'd have enough enrollment for up to a maximum of 208 students. It'd go anywhere from 6 weeks to 6 years old for full-time or part-time daycare. Aftercare opportunities we would provide for ages 6 to 12, so including transportation, so we would bus to and from the local elementary schools. And then we also would offer summer programming, summer camp for ages 2 to 12. From a flexibility perspective, full-time, part-time, our hours would be 6:30 to 6:30 p.m., so plenty of hours for working families. And no specific drop-off or pickup times. You come when it's best for you and your schedule. So there's no queuing. There's no, you got to be here at 8 or you miss breakfast. We're going to hold breakfast for you. No problem. We try to make it affordable for parents as well, again, with both of the full-time and part-time options, but also offering credits for if you're gone on vacation or gone for the holidays. Families can get absentee credits as well, make that a little bit more tolerable. And then from a convenience perspective, we're only closed eight days a year. So again, making sure that we've got coverage and families have coverage when they have to work, because we're not getting off all the days that those kids are at school. We know that, right? Safety first, it's at the forefront of everything that we're doing at the school. Secure keypad entry, we'll have security cameras, real-time video monitoring, and state-of-the-art disinfecting and sanitation technology. And when we see the site plan here in a little bit, we've really taken safety in everywhere we look at it to make sure that the facility is safe arriving, leaving, while you're there, throughout everything that you see. So if we go to the next slide. I think this is probably where the crux of the conversation and probably questions will land. So this is the site you can see there, right off of Fremont Way and Old McHenry. It is about a 5.5 acre lot. Like we said, there's the wetlands you can see there, the blue area, the wetlands right next to it. There's about 3 acres buildable, but we loved this, that we had so much nature that we frankly couldn't touch because we loved that we can really play into that. The total site, when you see the building, the parking lot, the playground, we would cover about 1.2 acres with the total site. And then we've got another 0.7 acres reserved for detention, which we would be putting up on the top, kind of like northeast area. 50 parking spots, drop off and pick up procedures, always a question. So the way that would work, you'd come in and enter in off of that north side on Fremont Way, drive down. All of the parking spots that you see against the building, that would be reserved for parents and families. So they don't even have to walk across the parking lot. They're parking right in front of the building, dropping off their kids. Takes about 15 minutes or so for a family to drop off. The whole thing goes pretty quickly. There's no, like we talked about before, there's no queuing, there's no lines lining up for drop off. You come and go as your schedule allows. So, and generally across many other Children's Lighthouse locations with similar capacity. It's about an hour and a half is the peak time in the morning, about 7 to 8:30 in the morning is the peak time. And then also in the evening, about 4:30 to 6 is when you see your busiest times, but you've got families coming and going all day long. So those parking spots lining the outside of the building will be reserved for them. And then the one that you see down at the bottom would be where staff would park. Indoor and outdoor play spaces, you can see different playgrounds for each of the different age groups, from babies all the way up to the big kids playing some hoops out there. And then again, we really loved the environmental features that this offered too. You can see a little bit of a faint little trail. We'd love to build a little nature trail. We'd love to build some outdoor play spaces there that could be used both by our kids, but also potentially open for public use as well. Really really leaning into all of the native plant species and native everything that we can do here. I mean, even thinking about how do we reuse the trees that, and make benches out of them and make play structures out of any trees that, you know, have to come down to build the building. We did do some exploration around utilities. We've got a couple options. All of the options that we explored were viable from our perspective, from a financial perspective. So I think that's a conversation with you guys on which one do we think collectively is the best path. But what we're looking at is connecting to water underneath Route 53, connecting to Long Grove Water underneath Route 53, and then for sanitary sewer connecting to Lake County Public Works. What am I missing? I don't think anything. And that is actually it. So those are questions. If you want to stay on that last slide, we're happy to answer any questions about the plan.
Thank you for that presentation. Is there anything that village staff wants to add? Jeff, I mean, the water and sewer, you figured out that this can be done? They can connect to it?
Yeah, the water, you know, the system will support the extension over to this property. As Christie mentioned, the sanitary sewer is in 53. It's owned by the Lake County Department of Public Works. It's a large sewer, so they shouldn't have any capacity concerns there. I would add that Christie and her team have started looking at some of the other things like the wetlands and are getting a jump start on that to confirm the buildable area and things like that. I know that's in process, still in its infancy stages, but the preliminary results that they got from that were good. Confirmed the mapping that is on the Lake County Aerial GIS. And in fact, in some locations, correct me if I'm wrong, looks like you got a little bit more buildable area than you thought you did originally.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, this image that you're seeing up here, that does reflect the preliminary wetland delineation that we did. So it's kind of faint, but the light blue is the 50-foot buffer that would be required. You can see the darker blue is where the wetlands are. So then the light blue reflects the buffering. And we have talked about as well. So this plan, we still need to make a few adjustments from our own perspective, but definitely has the room that we need in order to put all of the structures that will require.
And then the property is zoned, what, it's office?
Yes.
Yeah, this property is owned OR, so we'd be looking to you guys to see if that would be appropriate to either rezone or do a special use permit, and which you think that you would probably pursue.
Not, you know, it's not retail or anything like that. It's
Yeah, office research.
office research, yeah, so. Questions from the board?
Just out of curiosity, how much, Maya, how much staff, how many?
About 32 total.
And how, is it the fact that parents can pick up and drop off whenever, as opposed to school starts at 7 o'clock in the morning?
Mhm.
Is that why cars aren't waiting in a queue?
Yep, that's exactly right. Different work schedules, different time, different time. So on average, that peak time is about 1.5 hours in the morning, and in the evening is when it's the heaviest. And then a lot of too, I mean, I actually am spending some time at the Children's Lighthouse that's in the city, and I see this every day. It really ranges from 7 o'clock in the morning all the way through 9 o'clock that families are coming, the largest part of it. We've estimated, so when you take a look at similar schools of similar size, we've done kind of some traffic counts on what that might look like. And in the peak areas, it would be 1.5 cars per minute. So if you sit and wait for a minute, 1.5 cars, it's pretty manageable. And that's just in that peak time. Just throughout the rest of the day, it's like 0.5 car a minute.
Sure. I'm sure you're aware at this point that there's residential. And I'm wondering if the people who live there might have concerns regarding the increased traffic for in and out.
Mm-hmm.
It's conceivable that not everyone will come in or out to Route 53.
Right.
Because Fremont, as you know, wiggles around, and
Yeah.
Arlington Heights Road is being, it's almost there, where it's more workable than what it has been in the past. But in the traffic count, I'm guessing if you have 200 children, you've got maybe a little under that, because maybe somebody's got 2 kids there.
Yep, 1.2 kids per family is what we figure. But we do intend to do a traffic study as well to help confirm what kind of impact that would actually be on the surrounding roadways.
Well, and then also, I mean, Buffalo Grove would have to weigh in. And Jeff can probably comment on this, can they cut through Buffalo Grove, right? That may be an issue that they may bring up, right?
Yeah, they might, and that's a good point. The site is a little bit unique. Fremont Way is owned and maintained by Buffalo Grove. So they need an access permit from them for the project.
Because now with the change, and I have not been on Arlington Heights Road for 6 months. So if you're traveling easterly away from the residential and you get to Arlington Heights Road, did they make it easier to make a left turn there to get to 83? Or is it gonna, I can't remember if it's right turn only.
Will not be able to make a left turn there.
There's no left turn, so they can only go south.
Correct.
Okay. I thought I remembered that's part of it. Okay,
You can't go right out of the McDonald's either and cut through back
correct,
this way. Yeah.
correct.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask a question too, because I believe I know the answer, but you and your husband are going to run this facility, right? Is that
Yep.
correct? So this is your investment that you're investing in the community, and you'll be here regularly
Yep.
to run the business.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. We will hire a director. That'll be the day-to-day person that runs it, but yeah, we'll be here regularly. I fully expect to be at all of the festivals downtown.
Right. And it's a franchise that you buy into. Is that how it works, or?
Yep, it's interesting because it's similar to, if you guys might be familiar with the Goddards or the Primroses, it's very similar to that in terms of what we offer. But it's actually a family-owned franchise from the beginning. So the same family that started it 25 years ago still owns it at the corporate level. And then all of the local locations are owned by local families, just like us.
Other trustees have comments, questions?
This is a single level facility, yes?
Yes.
So 12,500 square feet is a lot of feet.
Yeah, we'd be looking at, it would be about 12 classrooms inside and an indoor gym. The classrooms we have kind of 2 classrooms per age group probably, and then as well a room for the after school kids. So any of them that we bus in from the elementary schools. And then you've got some office space, kitchen. Yep.
And they're average 32 a class when they get older.
The 30, there's actually a page in the back if you want to take a look at the different ratios. You can take a
30.
look, but it starts at infants are, there's about 8 per room. And then it goes up to the oldest kids would have 30 per room, but your main 6 weeks to 6 years would be anywhere from 8 per room to 20.
So the like junior high children, it says for number of students, 30, 6 to 12-year-olds.
Yeah, that would be the 6 to 12-year-old. So that would be the aftercare.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Trustee Jamil, do you have any comments?
No.
Yeah, if somebody want to make a referral to the plan commission. And then what they'll do is, obviously take it to the next level and come back to us with a recommendation. Is there anything that if you referred any recommendation or anything you want them to look at, or
Yeah.
just refer it and have them come back to us with a recommendation?
Are we sending it for special use or zoning?
It would be a special use permit, right, Vic? For Alexander?
I would think that we would, well, obviously there's going to need to be an amendment to the code, whether a map amendment or a text amendment. I think the better approach would be a text amendment that would allow this as a special use permit within the district. And then that would be the manner in which the PCZBA would consider it.
What's the timeline we are looking for if everything goes?
For us, I mean, we're anxious, so we'd like to go as fast as we can because it's going to take a while to build that beautiful thing. But I mean, we're anticipating that it could take, you know, a year or two by the time we get built.
My guess, and Karen might be able to jump in, or Chris, but my guess is that this would not likely come back to the board until first quarter of 26, but it could be as early as January. I don't know if Karen or Chris or anyone else has a different thought on that.
I think Q1 is.
Yeah.
I agree.
Do you own the property at this time?
No, we're working through the contract right now to put it under contract. But we've got a good amount of due diligence and of course, government approval times before we close.
And I'm guessing, well, I shouldn't. Is there financing lined up for this yet?
Yep.
Presumed you weren't going to write a check.
What's that?
I presumed you weren't going to write a check.
Correct. Yeah, yeah. We're working with the financiers,
Thank you.
get bank lending.
Does somebody want to make a motion to refer this to the plan commission?
So move, Jamil.
Moved by trustee Jamil, seconded by,
Second.
who did it? Trustee here, who?
Rita was first.
That's
Oh,
fine.
okay, trustee O'Connor, second by trustee O'Connor. We should probably do a roll call, right? Yeah,
Trustee Jamil,
Aye.
trustee O'Connor,
Aye.
trustee Gayton,
Aye.
trustee Harris.
Aye.
okay, motion carried. Congratulations. You made the first step.
Thank you.
Good luck. You also have to work with the residents too. I'm sure we'll see how that goes.
We need some more coffee.
Yeah,
We'll be in touch.
Thank you.
all right, thank you. All right, the moment you've been waiting for. Village engineer report.
All right, here we go.
More exciting than that.
Thank you. So we got a couple project updates for you guys tonight. First, we'll talk about Village Hall. As you noticed or may have noticed coming in, it's a little dark, but they've started construction out here. They got the pavement areas widened and put some stone in there. So now they're going to continue to do some preparation work. They're going to mill or take off the first layer of the asphalt on Saturday this week to avoid disruption to village operations. So we're working with the contractor to minimize those disruptions, and they've been very amenable to that. So that's a good thing. The interior work, not entirely sure what's going on there, but Chris, I don't know if you wanted to give an update
Yeah,
when that's going to be done.
finishing up the fire suppression install right now, and then we'll have Carmichael come out to start the interior insulation, walls and soffits.
How many weeks?
A month, 6 weeks.
Well, that's what I just told a resident I met in here, that it was gonna be like a month, so I'm glad I guessed right. We'll see, I guess. I think everyone's, if you come in here during the day, they're working in the conference room, they're working on both ends of the board table. I think somebody might work over there. So they'll be glad to have their office space back.
We're ready.
Yep.
Okay, the Archer parking lot, the bioswales for the drainage, construction on that is progressing quite nicely, and that is scheduled to be done by the end of this week.
They're like digging a really big hole.
Well, they dig it so that way they have enough an appropriate media to absorb the water. That was kind of the issue before.
So then they're gonna fill it up with gravel or anything? Or
Yep.
just-
Yeah, they're putting about 2 feet of gravel in there and then another foot of stone, so it's gonna
Okay.
be filled back up.
That's what, well, because I saw the tractor over there digging and I'm like, wow, they're digging a big hole. Okay, no wonder it costs so much.
Okay, the pathway plan, trustee O'Connor, manager Sparkman, myself, we're gonna have a meeting on Thursday to make sure efforts on that are engaged so that we can bring that thing to fruition. The Lake Michigan water connection and the Aptekissick Road water main extension, those actually both went out to bid or are going out to bid on Thursday. Sent the bid notice to the newspaper today, so we'll have bids for both of those on November 11th. So we'll have a recommendation at the second board meeting in November for action on that. Two projects. Arlington Heights Road, the reconstruction of that, just to provide an update. I heard from Lake County that they're going to move traffic one more time before the end of this construction season. And the final move of traffic is using the outside lanes, if you will. So if you're going northbound, you'll be in the rightmost lane. And if you're going southbound, you'll be in the western lane, which is the right lane if you're going that way. So, and that'll allow them to do the rest of the work, which is in the center medians.
Are they gonna finish that this year?
Current rate speed weather, I would say they've got a good shot to get it done this year, with some touch up in the spring. But if weather sets in early, maybe not.
Beth, for those online, can you repeat the question?
Okay, so the question was, when is the intersection of 83 and Arlington Heights Road going to be fully operational again? About barricades and traffic things in the way. I don't know that answer, but I can certainly try to find that out. Yep, no problem. And then the other thing that I just wanted to just provide an update, which is not an update, but on Illinois Route 22, the widening project. The last board meeting, I mentioned that there's going to be some advanced tree clearing for that project, and that the state has said that we're going to get the updated IGA between the village and IDOT by the end of October. I have not heard anything as far as a pre-construction meeting or schedule for the advanced tree clearing. I keep asking that regularly. And as Manager Sparkman and I discussed earlier today, the end of October is coming, but not quite here yet. So I have not seen that IGA. I'll continue to ask about that as well.
Can they cut down the trees without the IGA?
Can they? They will probably say yes. But that's a good point. I would have to go back to the IGA to see if there was any language in that previous version about tree clearing. I know that it started talking about the tree enhancements, but not the removal process, if I remember correctly.
If I can jump in, I'm not an engineer and I won't try to play one, but I will say that it depends where they want to do the clearing, to the extent that any of the clearing would be in areas that are within easements or preservation corridors that the village holds. None of that should be done. And that's a point that we will need to make sure IDOT is aware of. The IGA is intended to grant relief to IDOT to enable that work to occur, but they don't have any such relief currently, and they would be in violation of those various restrictions if they were to start clearing prior to the IGA being signed.
That's an important point. I know we were at the Barbara Turner event that they had. They unveiled a new monument for her. And, basically Rita asked me, afterwards, do you know where the grove of trees for our namesake begins and ends? And she mentioned that probably former village president Underwood would know that. So we reached out to her and she provided some information, which you all have. So the question was, are there any protected trees going to be cut down by the state? And do we have a say in it? And, that was a great point that Rita brought up, right? Did I paraphrase it correctly? Yeah. So that's what we're worried about, because it kind of shocked us at the last meeting, right?
Yes,
Oh.
correct.
Oh, okay. Well, Vicky made it clear, so we'll be notifying the state. We want this to happen, but we also want an agreement in place.
Yes, eyes wide open type things.
Okay.
And then the rest of the report, there's various updates on permits, but I will end it there. And if there's any questions, I'm happy to take those. Okay.
All right, your
End of report.
report. That was pretty easy. I just have one thing that's the village president trustee reports. I do want, now that Chris is back, and congratulations, right? Yeah, we didn't get to do that. Yeah, got a beautiful little girl. We need to schedule a workshop because we're all here. And so and we'll have to set the agenda probably on a Saturday. We just got to find a time that works for everyone. I'd really like to do it before the end of the year. So I just want to put it out there that we want to get it done, and Chris is going to probably circle back with some times to try to figure out a date that works, and we'll work on an agenda. So hopefully we can find, I know, Dr. Jamil, you work on the weekends, right?
Friday will be ideal for me.
And it's like the hardest for me during the weekdays, so we're going to have to figure it out, right? So, but it'd be,
It's gonna be in the evening or
on a Saturday evening?
what
Morning?
timings will?
Morning usually works out better, but I don't know if you get off any Saturday mornings. That's the question. So, well, let's start circulating times. Dave, I think you have some challenges too, I'm sure, on the weekends, but. Yeah. All right. And you do too? Yeah.
What dates are we looking at?
Pardon?
What dates are we looking at?
I can send out a list, or if you want to send me an email with available Saturdays.
Send
I
you
can-
my weekend offs.
Okay.
In
Yeah.
that way, you have an idea.
I'll send an email to everyone with like a poll of availability.
Yeah, I will do that.
The goal is not to do an 8-hour meeting. Okay. So it would be, 3 hours or something like
8 to
that.
12 or something.
Yeah. So. All right.
Going to be an HOA president.
I have not scheduled it, but it's on my list to do too. So it might end up going into next year. So.
Had questions from,
Pardon?
I've had questions from two of the HOA presidents.
Yeah, no, I need to start one up. I just haven't done it. So.
They enjoy them.
What's that?
They enjoy them
Yep. So.
according to them.
Okay, well, I just, it was a crazy way that everything was going on, so and then our village manager being out for a little bit too, so we will get one scheduled too, so. Right, that's the end of my report. I don't think trustee Browski joined, even though he's, not checked into the meeting, but he could still make a comment. Trustee Gayton, do you have a report?
Yeah, just reporting on just the wonderful things that happened downtown. The Historical Society had their annual Ghost Walk, and it was phenomenal. Another sellout, and it's just a great community event with from all the shops to the dance studios putting on skits, and that just all the shop owners that participate, and it brings a lot of families out, and they really enjoy it. And it was really well done again for another great year. Thank you. And then on Saturday, I went to the ribbon cutting. You did a great job with your scissors there.
Oh, geez.
So, and for a limitless strength.
I didn't cut myself.
Yes. So it's just always nice welcoming new businesses into town. I think we need to make every effort to support our businesses and make it easier for them to navigate the village rules. And I think because a lot of times they're new businesses that they haven't even been in business before. And I see a lot of people stumbling on things of what they need to get done. And I just think if we made it easier to do for our businesses, I'd like to see that some way, and then rounding out the weekend, the Historical Downtown Business Association had the pet parade on Sunday, which has one of the prestige judges, and it was 30 dogs, and it was once again another fun event where everyone dresses up their dogs as well as themselves. And so that was a very nice community event. And then I think that's about it. So, end the report.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Sure.
Is there any talk, or has there ever been any talk of the shops being open at nighttime during the Christmas season?
Absolutely. See, and that the challenge has always been where, a lot of the shops, they're like single owners where that putting the long hours in, but with the resurgence of a lot of the new stores, like Rachel's Whimsical Boutique, she's been very successful by staying open later because people are closing at a hard 5 and she stays around till 6 and she has plenty of people just walking in because everyone works till 5. So it would be, yeah, it is something that we're trying to push for, but we'd like to get it where the majority of the shops are doing it. So it's just not just 1 or 2, so people can know what they can expect when they come downtown.
Yeah, because they do a nice job of it in Geneva, among other suburbs. And they have those like fire pits that are enclosed fire pits, so you can, warm up your hands, get cocoa and all that stuff.
Yeah, they do. Well, we do the cocoa. Well, to your point, we do. I do agree that I'd love to see later hours. As far starting now, the holidays is the kickoff with on the 21st, where Bill will do the bridge lighting and start the season. We'll have carriage rides every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, from I think it's from noon to 4, and then we're already serving hot cocoa there too, just giving away that, and as well as we'll have Santa. We'll have a Santa roaming the towns and kind of stopping in all the stores, helping promote. So it's just kind of nice Christmassy atmosphere.
Taste in their mouth. I mean, a lot of these things that we're doing with the app, et cetera, they stay open for that. But trying to get something on a regular basis. Are afraid they're gonna sit there.
Yeah, I was just thinking that pre-Christmas, Thanksgiving to Christmas would be not a bad time to try it out. It's probably too late for this year, but there are plenty of restaurants down there that. Yeah. Then there's that, yeah.
No, it's a great idea. I agree, and I think we need to push harder for that and just need to start it. And it needs to be consistent. The problem is, to Amy's point, they tried it, then like, oh, it's one night, it doesn't work. I'm like, well, let's give it a couple months. People got to get used to you being open.
Right.
Because they're not, everyone's always assuming that you're closed at 5. Everyone's assuming that most stores are closed on Mondays. So we got to change that type of patterns.
Yeah, even if there were food trucks,
Yeah.
with seasonal kinds of, whatever, cookies
No.
or.
Those are great ideas. I agree. Well, yeah, that's another thing. Fluffy Bunny, the restaurant that used to old peppermint stick.
Yeah.
They just opened. We actually ate there on Saturday.
Is there going to be the promotion again, giving something away?
Yes.
For the visitor center, if there's so many.
So it's the red envelopes, which has been really successful, and it also gives us some hard data of actually how much people are spending in town.
Yeah.
So what people do is they just got to go to, whether it's a restaurant or a store, spend $150. So it could be multiple places, and then they get a free gift for every $150 they spend. So it's,
Bring their receipts.
yes, they bring it to, and then it's red envelope.
Center.
Correct. No, that's,
Does that apply, would that apply only to this geographical area or other vendors like Sorel and the restaurants that aren't in the downtown, but they're in Long Grove?
it's strictly to the, I guess, yeah, the B1 district. So just down the more central right there from, I'd say the Four Corners when you're talking Robert Parker, Old McHenry, block each
Those are all
way.
paying into the association.
Right. So it's all like the SSA territory.
I see.
No.
Cutlers might be interested.
Yeah, there you go. It's an idea too.
Yes, absolutely.
Also, the other thing I was noticing too is it looks like there's new glass in one of the buildings, the old Upton buildings, the Red Dog House. I think it has glass
Oh,
windows.
what's
in
going
front of
on
it.
there?
So that's going,
There'll be an art studio.
yeah.
It's- but
What does that mean?
Art,
Yeah,
pictures and stuff, I guess is what I was told.
yeah, probably, yeah, I kind of thinking along the lines of, Avalon. My guys for Ghost Walk and.
Yeah, I was just curious, you know, if it's what it meant. I don't know if they do art type things there or they just sell something that's artistic.
You have to ask Mike Oken, because
Yeah.
Mike was telling, I thought she was doing art stuff is what,
Okay.
he told me.
Yeah.
The other thing is that I guess when's the Olive Tap gonna come back, right? It's so close.
Yeah, people are excited about that.
Yeah, so that'll be in one of the buildings there on the corner
Nice.
that Mike bought next to Seasons, right? So, and then the visitor center is moving over there too.
Moving back to our the original location, we're right there in the corner, which is a more appropriate place for it to be in the center of town.
And those buildings look nice. I mean, if you see, you know, the amount of money that was put into them.
And that's, yeah, he also did it for the visitor center that's gonna be in the corner. We're putting 2 bathrooms in. So it's gonna be
What?
Bathrooms.
which is important, you know, and not, and especially now too, because those locations are handicap accessible since they've got the ramp from the one angle. So I think that's gonna be important.
Good.
Some good stuff going on.
Yeah.
So thank you. All right, trustee Harris, trustee Jamil. Trustee O'Connor.
No, I'll have one after Thursday morning.
All right, yep, after Thursday morning, you'll give us a big report. I don't see trustee Tanucci on here, village manager Sparkman.
Nothing to add.
There's no reason to go in executive session, I don't believe.
Nope.
No updates. So then I guess we're just looking for a motion to adjourn.
I'll move.
Moved by trustee O'Connor,
Second.
second by trustee Jamil, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, meeting adjourned. Good night, everyone. Good.